When you think of LeBron James's game, what comes to mind? His patented one-handed tomahawk dunks, or maybe the patented LeBron chase down blocks, or maybe it's his Magic Johnson-esque passing ability. But then it's also hard to ignore the nights when he completely catches fire with his jumper. There's just so much that LeBron James does great on the court, and that's what makes it so tough to recreate him in NBA 2K's My Player Builder. But today, I truly believe that I've recreated the most realistic LeBron James that you can make in NBA 2K26, given the builder limitations. Like on my builds this year, I have designed this LeBron around the cat breaker system. I do think that you can end up saving yourself a solid amount of money if you do create your build with longevity in mind. So this LeBron build will be able to play like LeBron James on day one, but also when season 7, 8, and 9 roll around and we're still getting some more cat breakers, the build is only going to be getting better. Now, none of the builds I ever bring to you guys will be the meta. The way that I enjoy playing 2K is by recreating how the players play in real life. And after my last upload where I was playing realistically with my Luka Doncic build, the engagement and feedback on that video was completely unexpected. So I just want to say thank you guys for all the likes and comments on that video. I genuinely did read all of them. So as we do dive into this realistic LeBron James build, if you guys want to see more realistic NBA player builds, definitely do consider dropping a like and also subscribing so you can see more videos like this. Now, as we do dive into this build, I love getting nerdy with this kind of stuff. And when it comes to making my NBA player builds, I do have a list of non-negotiables when it comes to these builds. Not only does it have to play like the player, meaning that it's going to get all of its animations, but it also has to look like the player on the court. So that means no outrageous T-Rex arms. And when it comes to LeBron James, his body also has to represent the muscle and size that he has in real life. So let's start building this realistic LeBron James build. Now, we're going to be at the small forward position. That is his true position in real life. I think technically he has been listed at every position on the court throughout his career, but the greatest small forward of all time, we're going to put him at the small forward position. With his height, LeBron James is listed at 6'9", but unfortunately in the game this year, if you look at the body types, in order to get LeBron James dribble style that requires a 75 speed with ball, unfortunately the weight that we have to be at is 188. And the biggest body style is this buff body style right here. And I know about you guys, but that would not be an immersive experience for me. That is way too skinny. One of the strong points of LeBron James throughout his career has been his size and his ability to outmuscle other players. So for that reason and that reason only, we are going to be at 6'8". But I promise you guys, I have played with this build. This stuff means a lot to me. When you're playing with this build on the court, you are going to feel big. You're going to feel bulky like LeBron, and you're also going to be able to move. I promise you guys, going at 6'8", it is the best of both worlds. We definitely do want that dribble style. And the perfect body type that I found for this LeBron James build is this shredded body type right there. You guys will see in this video, his body type, it looks really great out there. So we're going to be rocking that shredded body type. And then for his wingspan, since we did drop the height by 1 inch, LeBron's real life wingspan is listed at 7 foot. We're going to go up to 7'1" just to make up for the height a little bit. So now that we have addressed the non-negotiables when it comes to the appearance of our LeBron James build, we now have to address the non-negotiables when it comes to LeBron James animations. So the very first one we're going to address is his layup style. His layup animation is unlocked at an 87 overall rating. Up next is his dunk style. Of course, LeBron patented dunks. We obviously want those. We're going to boost this up to that 84 overall rating. In order to get his jumper, we do need at least an 82 overall rating on a 3-ball or his mid-range. So for now, we're just going to take this mid-range up to an 82. And also his go-to shot is unlocked at an 81 overall rating. Moving over to his passing style. If you ever clicked on LeBron James video and the passing accuracy was low, I mean, I don't know. It just bugged me because that's one of LeBron James' best assets. In order to unlock his passing style, it is unlocked at an 85 overall threshold. So that's where we're going to be taking that up to. In order to get all of his dribble animations, we do need to have an 80 ball handle. And then in order to unlock his dribble style, we need that 75 speed with ball. Once again, this is why we didn't go at 6'9", because at 6'9", he would have had to have been way too skinny. So now that we have access to all of his animations, we are up to a 79 overall. Now we have to fill in the gaps in order to make this play more like LeBron. And also I did a lot of mid-maxing when it comes to the cat breaker. But really quick, I just want to show you guys the build in the builder just so you guys can see the badges that we do get before cat breaker. So with the speed, we're going to take this up to an 85 overall threshold. LeBron James, he's a great athlete out there on the court. I want to make sure that we do address that with the speed. Also the agility, we're going to be taking that up to a 77. For the overall strength, we're going to be boosting this up to an 84. LeBron, a very physical player. We're going to have that strong handle on Hall of Fame. And yeah, a little spoiler alert, if you want to put a max +1 on that strong handle, you can get it at legend. And then last but not least, LeBron James, one of the highest leapers we have seen in the game. We want to make sure that we can address that with that 80 overall vertical. So now that we do have our physicals addressed, let's go back over here to the finishing side. with the driving dunk, you're probably thinking LeBron James, one of the best dunkers we have ever seen. I am planning on putting cap breakers into our driving dunk. I'm not going to go crazy just because driving dunk is so expensive. For the standing dunk rating, we're going to stay right there at 45. This is just going to get us all the basic standing dunks. And for the post control, we're going to take this up to a 70. Really wish we did have more room to get this higher because LeBron, he's great at playing out of the post, but obviously in the random rec, the small forward getting the ball in the post, it doesn't happen all that often. So I figured, you know what, let's just go a little bit lower on our post control. Now moving on to our mid range at the 82 overall rating, we got his jump shot, but we're going to boost this up to an 85. This is going to give us silver deadeye. And then the three ball, LeBron James has become just a better and better 3-point shooter throughout his career. We're going to boost this up to a 78 overall rating. Over to our playmaking now, we're just going to add 1 into our ball handle in order to get that silver handles for days badge. Now moving over to our defense, we want to boost up our interior defense to a 70, and also this block we're going to boost up to not just an 84 in order to get that silver paint patroller, but we're going to take it up to an 85. And you guys are going to see exactly why once I do pull up the cap sheet. For the perimeter defense, unfortunately, we're going to have to skimp right here. We're going to go with a 74 overall. This is just going to give us our bronze defensive badges. I know in Miami, LeBron James finished second in defensive player of the year. He was a very good perimeter defender. He's very good at protecting the rim during those days. But combined with our block rating and our overall size, we still will be able to get some good contests out there. Moving down to our steal, we're going to boost that up just to a 45. And you guys are going to see why once we get over to the cap breakers. And last but not least, LeBron James, he is a triple-double threat every time he steps on the court. We want to make sure that we can grab rebounds out there. So for our offensive rebound, we're going to go to an 80. That is going to give us rebound chaser on silver. And then for our defensive rebound, we're going to boost that up to a 71. And there is a reason why. And then last but not least, the free throw, we're going to finish that off with a 61. We'll just have to be really good with the release. And if we miss them, hey, that's all good. And upon completing this build, if you do care about the shades, we do get Lakers LeBron shades. It's something that I do not care about at all with this build. It just happened to be this way. So if that is something that matters to you, we do get LeBron shades on this build, and also the archetype. It is called a shot erasing mid-paint maestro. And I do think that is a pretty good description of LeBron James' game in real life. Now onto the cap breaker sheet so I can show you guys exactly how this build is going to have some longevity in order to use it throughout the entire year in order to make some good upgrades, some meaningful upgrades with your cap breakers as the year goes on. Now, I'm not 100% sure how many cap breakers I am going to have by the end of NBA 2K26, but considering we're in season 1 and I'm already up to 6 cap breakers, right now I'm kind of planning on having at least 15. There's a possibility that I can have more, but even if you don't plan on getting up to 15, trust me, this build right here, you are going to be able to play like LeBron James. But I just want to let you know, if you're kind of like me, you're not 100% sure how many cap breakers you're going to end up with. I really do think this build is a great template to be playing with and enjoying throughout 2K. And whenever you do get cap breakers, you know that you can be making some meaningful upgrades. So if you look at the driving layup, you could throw 3 cap breakers into there. You can bring that up to a 90 overall threshold, and that will boost up your physical finisher badge up to gold. For the driving dunk, you guys see we did boost up to an 89 overall rating with 5 cap breakers. That of course gets us contact dunk animations off 2 and 1. Once again, realistically, LeBron James, he's not catching a poster every single time he drives in the paint. I'm completely fine with this not having an insane posterizer capability. There's more to LeBron James' game than just dunking. Now moving down to the mid-range, we could put 2 cap breakers in that mid-range shot in order to boost up our shifty shooter badge. Now onto the 3-point rating, if we want to put 2 cap breakers in there, we can boost that up to an 80, and that will give us sharp takeover badge. I really do think that sharpshooter takeover badge, it is very good. It gives you access to a lot of ankle breakers. And then I don't know, maybe by the end of the year, I do have some access cap breakers, and I want to go really crazy and put 3 more into that 3 ball in order to get bronze limitless range. But to be honest, I see myself likely just staying at that 80 overall rating. Now moving down to the playmaking, once again, I did choose the playmaking specialization. I'm probably just going to choose that for all my builds, and I'm not going to be using any of those playmaking cap breakers on our playmaking stats. Instead, I'm going to be moving them over here to our agility. I'm going to be putting those 2 playmaking cap breakers into our agility, and that is going to be able to boost us up to an 81 agility. So if you were thinking this LeBron, he looks a little bit heavy footed. Later on in the year, once I am able to complete those goals, our LeBron, it is going to be moving even better out there on the court. Now moving up to the defensive rebound, you guys are going to see now why we did go with 71, because if we just went with a clean 70, we would have been 1 shy. If we put 2 cap breakers in a defensive rebound, we would have been 1 attribute shy of being at that 80 threshold. So we boost it up to 71. You apply one cap breaker that takes you to 76. You apply another cap breaker that takes you up to a clean 80, and that is going to give you access to even better defensive rebounding, and of course that silver rebound chaser. For the block rating, I already put my one cap breaker into there that I had planned on, and that's going to take us up to an 88 block in order to get access to that gold high flyer denier. For the steal rating, the reason why we went with the 45 is because 2 cap breakers can take us up to a 60. At a 60 over rating, that would give us access to bronze interceptor. Not the craziest badge, but I do think it would be nice to eventually be able to get those animations in some of the easier lanes that we're able to play. And last but not least, moved up to the perimeter defense. Once again, if I do have a bunch of cap breakers by the end of the year, we could put 3 cap breakers into there that will boost us up to an 82 overall in the perimeter defense, and that will give us access to silver challenger. I just want to show you guys currently with our build, with just our driving dunk and our block rating boosted, these are the badges that we were able to boost up. We did put a max +2 on our physical finisher, so we have Hall of Fame physical finisher. We put a max +2 on our high flying denier, so our LeBron James has legend high flyer denier. That is awesome. I also decided to put a max +1 on our strong handle badge, taking up to that legend overall rating, once again simulating LeBron James' strength that he does play out there on the court. And I decided to throw a max +1 on our tier 2 badge of paint patroller when we aren't able to get that high flying denier active in order to get a block. I also think paint patroller is really going to help out on our rim protection defense and just reducing opponents' ability to finish on us around the rim. We're also going to put a max +1 on our shifty shooter. Eventually, I would like to put 2 cap breakers into our mid range, and then we would be able to get this on silver automatically, and then we could boost it up to gold. That would be really nice. And then as you guys can see, a tier 2 badge for this LeBron James build, it is quick first step. So we are going to have that quick first step on gold. But yeah, guys, that is our realistic LeBron James build. If you guys are ready to see some gameplay in the random rec and on the ones court, in the theater, wherever it is. What is this?
That's a good build, man. Since day one, man, I've been trying to make LeBron at 6'9", because they say he's 6'9", to get all his animations. But man, it's a Byzantine, bro. I don't even know. So I see you made him at 6'8", which is cool. But I really want a 6'9". I had 3 purple 6'9" builds. I think 4 when I made the Swiss Army knife. So I really like 6'9s, but they didn't really do much for 6'9s this year, man. But that's a good LeBron build, though. He got his animation.
And that's funny. Literally, as I'm recording this LeBron build, we get some messages from this guy. I guess he saw us standing around in the city, and he's telling us that he does like our build. So yeah, if you guys are officially ready to see this build in action, we take this into the random rec, playing realistically with LeBron James in NBA 2K26, definitely do drop a like. It really does help out. Let me know in the comments what you do think about this build, maybe what you would have done differently. And yeah, if you do enjoy more of a realistic play style when it comes to NBA 2K gameplay, definitely do consider subscribing if you want to see more like this. But other than that, man, that's gonna do for this one, so I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.